Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Concord University for the Veterans Appreciation Ceremony and the presentation of the Veterans Advocate of the Year Award. The Concord family is delighted to host Mr. Ernie Barringer today and honor him with this award. Likewise, we thank all of the students, the faculty, the staff who are all here, as well as our surrounding community. And most importantly, we are privileged to welcome our veterans. So just to begin, will all the veterans please stand? On behalf of the Advancement Office here at Concord, as well as the entire Concord campus, it is my honor to officially welcome you to the Campus Beautiful. We are here today to pay tribute to our veterans, the men and women who have served and sacrificed to preserve the freedoms that we all enjoy today. We have all heard the saying, freedom is not free. Some of you here in the audience today have endured great hardships in order to serve our country. You have dealt with separation from family, separation from friends, and separation from the comforts of home. Because of your commitment to our country, some of you are dealing with drastically altered lifestyles. Many of you experienced the firsthand horrors of war. You know what it is to face danger head-on. You understand the pain associated with losing a fellow soldier in battle and then finding the courage to carry on. And you know, more than I could ever begin to comprehend, what it means to sacrifice. Your sacrifices benefit complete strangers like me so that I may live in comfort and enjoy the freedoms so many in this world will never know. Just last week, my husband and I were getting satellite service installed in our house. The technician arrived and he worked for several hours. We told him how incredibly happy we were to finally be getting our television back on since it had been several days since we had seen anything on TV. We apologized for the length of time it was taking since he had been literally working all day long. He just smiled and said that he was incredibly happy just to be working. He went on to say he was recovering from injuries that he received during his second tour in Iraq. This man was in the Army, and a little more than a year ago, while serving in Iraq, his vehicle was struck by a roadside bomb. He had shrapnel all over the left side of his body, and he sustained a pretty severe head injury. He returned to the United States shortly after that and went through what he described as intense recovery. Today, he's feeling pretty good, he's feeling strong, and he is working, but he says he will always be in recovery. Folks, freedom is not free. Tens of thousands of men and women are paying the price every single day. Tens of thousands more pay the ultimate price. Never take your freedom for granted. We all owe a debt to our veterans that can never truly be repaid. So today and every day, make it a point to say thank you. Now, if you all will, please direct your attention to the Pikeview High School JROTC, who will be presenting our colors. And now, if you all will, please recite the Pledge of Allegiance with me, followed by the National Anthem from the Concord University Choir. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You all may be seated. Dr. Aloya is now in his 5th year of guiding our great university. He has committed time and resources into improving many areas, including our Veterans Program. Upon the request of the Chancellor of the West Virginia Higher Education Policy Commission, Dr. Aloya leads a statewide initiative regarding veterans education. He is the chair of the Veterans Task Force, a responsibility that provides the leadership to promote and facilitate recruiting, retaining, and graduating veterans at the state's public higher education institutions. Dr. Aloya is also very involved in the Veterans Affairs here on our campus. In 2011, Concord University was recognized by Military Times Edge magazine for its work with veterans in the areas of financial assistance, academic flexibility, campus culture, and support services. Under Dr. Aloya's leadership, Concord University was ranked the #1 veteran-friendly campus in the nation. Please help me welcome Dr. Gregory F. Aloya.
Thank you very much, Alicia. Let me welcome you today to our ceremony recognizing our veterans. First, I want to thank the Pikeview JRTC for their wonderful presentation of our colors and the rendition of the choir of the beautiful national anthem. Appreciate that very much. Alicia, thank you also for your remarks about our Veterans Day and our efforts here on campus. I'd like to start by saying that the effort on this campus to recognize veterans has truly been one that has been from the heart of the many individuals on our Veterans Committee. And without that Veterans Committee and the leadership chaired by Lisa Spencer, we would not have achieved the goals that we've set to make our campus the most veteran-friendly campus in America, which we're very proud of, to begin to express our appreciation for our wonderful vets. I would like very much that the Veterans Committee and Lisa would stand and be recognized for their great work. Please, Veterans Committee. We're also very pleased with Senator Rockefeller and his leadership in the state, and we will have one of his representatives here to speak about our advocate, our awardee, Ernie Barringer. I just want to cover a couple of things that reflect the spirit on this campus that makes it a special place for veterans and an ongoing effort for Concord to say thank you. We have individuals like Scott Noble. Scott, where's Scott? Scott Noble. We're at a meeting 6 months ago, and someone mentions that there are times when a veteran on campus may need some support or assistance, and immediately we go into a mode of how can we find a way of addressing that. And we come up with an idea, and Scott says, why don't we call it the Wingman Program? And from that idea and with that particular concern that we have, how we can serve our vets, and a creative idea from someone like Scott, efforts like Dave Moore and Ernie, we put together a training program for some vets to work on our campus to be available if any veteran at any time during their journey at Concord in higher education needs some support. There'll be a wingman at that individual's door to make that journey easier and provide that assistance. There is a concern, a creative solution, and a level of effort from the heart from a group of veterans to make a difference in our veterans. We have a Veterans Lounge that is a direct result. He's not in the audience today, but George Williams was our first veteran advocate, and now it's ably manned by Dave Moore. And Dave, would you please stand for a sec? Dave Moore, a veteran of more than 35 years in the military. But it's invaluable, the resource that is available to our veterans when they walk into that lounge and have someone of Dave's experience, but his concern for veterans, and in the many ways that are interacting with our veterans where we make a difference in that veteran's day, class, or that moment to help them with their journey. And these are the invisible things that are happening on this Concord campus that reflects that level of commitment and dedication because our goal is to make not only the veteran welcome on our campus, but successful in their journey to complete higher education. Ernie is another example of that. Ernie has volunteered his time. You'll hear more details later, but Mr. Barringer offered to provide a course on this campus that has been invaluable for our teachers, our social workers, our veterans, our administrators, and our staff dealing with post-traumatic stress and making a difference in that entire culture on the campus to respond to that particular need. And that's one of the reasons why we're recognizing Ernie and his dedication to our veterans today. I am both proud and humbled to be a part of this effort on our campus, and we want to continue to set that standard, not just in West Virginia, but in the country, to say thank you to our vets for everything, everything, everything we have in this great country. Thank you all.
Mr. Ernest J. Barringer, Ernie as we know him, of Princeton, West Virginia, is a Vietnam veteran with more than 30 years of experience as a readjustment counseling therapist with the United States Department of Veterans Affairs. Mr. Barringer served in Vietnam from June of 1966 until August of 1967 as a platoon sergeant with the United States Marine Corps. He started working as a counseling therapist with the Princeton Vet Center program when it began in 1979, and he retired in 1998 from the center to become a paramedic. Mr. Barringer says, however, that a family member and fellow veterans' experience with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, led him back to counseling. When my oldest son returned from Iraq with PTSD from his first tour, I decided I could do more returning to the Vet Center program and helping with the new influx of Iraqi vets, he says. Along with serving as a therapist, Mr. Barringer also is an adjunct professor at Concord University, where he teaches several courses in PTSD symptoms, treatment, and management. It is with great pleasure Concord University awards this year's 2012 Veterans Advocate Award to Mr. Ernest J. Barringer for outstanding service to the veterans community. Picture here, Ernie.
Thank you very much, Dr. Loya, staff, students. I would like to transition for a moment back to the Vet Center program where I started. In 1979, because of the transition problems that the Vietnam veterans were having when they returned from Vietnam, they started the Vet Center program, and it was staffed by 4 people, an office manager, a psychologist, and 2 counselors. One of the counselors, they preferred to be a veteran, and I was chosen at the Elkton Vet Center to be that veteran. I came in with a degree in business management, associate degree, non-related. So my mentor, Dr. Murtaugh, said, Ernie, you need to go back to school and get your bachelor's degree in psychology, which I did. And it was sufficient at the time. When I retired and became a paramedic, and my son came back with PTSD, I felt that I could be of more help, like was just mentioned by Dave, if I came back into the Vet Center system, which I did. I moved to West Virginia, and I've been at the Princeton Vet Center now about 5 years, I believe. I rely on my wife for times. I enjoy my work. There's a lot more work to be done, and I hope I'm around a good bit longer to do just that. I thoroughly enjoy my work here at Concord University. The supportive staff, Dr. Aloya has been absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. I can't say enough about this university. And believe me, those of you who know me personally, I would not be involved with an organization that did not support veterans. And finally, there's a term that's used behind every successful man. Behind every successful man's a woman. Well, I need to alter that a bit and say beside every successful man is a woman. And I'm speaking, of course, about my wife. Thank you very much, and really enjoy this. This is absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Ernie, congratulations again. Your contributions to our veterans and to your teaching really changed the culture on this campus, and we appreciate everything you've given us. And this is our way of saying thank you for what you do for vets. Thank you very much. As I mentioned earlier, we're very pleased to have a representative from Senator Rockefeller's office who is a great supporter of our veterans' efforts not only in West Virginia, but in his office as a U.S. Senator. And he has Phil Lewis, the Southern Area Coordinator, who's going to come and give the Senator's remarks regarding the recognition of Ernie and our veterans program here. Phil?
I can certainly tell that this is a Baptist-based chapel. Everybody's in the back. And I can say that because that's where I sit too. But it's really a pleasure to be here at Concord. And you know, I had the distinct honor of meeting Ernie and his wife several years ago. And he talked about how that he thoroughly enjoyed his work. And if you're ever privileged enough to go to the Vet Center and see Ernie in action, you can tell how committed and dedicated he is to his work. And he and Melanie both make a fantastic team. They're partners in life, they're partners in work, even though they're in different locations. They do a fabulous job for our veterans, and we're always pleased to be able to send any of the vets that come to our office to them for assistance or counseling or anything like that at all. So if you don't mind, I'd like to give Melanie and Ernie both a round of applause just to show our appreciation for both of them. Obviously, Senator Rockefeller is not here, or the podium would be much higher, but he did ask that I come and read this letter for him on his behalf. Dear friends, our state has a long and proud history of military service. For generations, West Virginia men and women have answered the call of duty to their country. And for generations, countless families, friends, and communities have stood behind them. The courage and sacrifice are truly humbling, and I will be forever grateful to those who have served and the many who support them every day, like Ernie Barringer, whose commitment to the mental and emotional well-being of our veterans is unequaled. It has been my deepest honor to work on behalf of the men and women who choose to put our country, our freedom, and our people first. I will never waver in my commitment to fight for those who defend us, as they serve and after they come home, where our support for them should be strong and unending. Every day, my appreciation and reverence go to our veterans and their families. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Sincerely, Jay. Thank you.
Many, many thanks to Mr. Barringer, and congratulations. Also, thanks to the Pikeview High School JROTC, the Concord University Choir, Mr. Moore, Mr. Lewis, Dr. Aloya, Lisa, and the rest of the Veterans Committee here on campus. And many thanks to all of you for coming out and joining us today. Most importantly, thank you to our veterans. Immediately after we conclude here, there will be a reception downstairs. Everybody is welcome, so please come down and enjoy it, and join us, rather. Thank you very much.